me tell you something. Probably everybody in this room, maybe a few, do not know Dave and Lisa Vincent. Let me tell you, if you don't know these people, you need to get to know them. This is a class act, a real inspiration to me, and it's my privilege to welcome our top agent this convention, Dave and Lisa Vincent. Dave from Columbus. Dave had 14,009 points at this convention. 14,009 points. He was the number 2 agent in life points with over 9,000, and he was the number 3 agent in health points with 2,409. Fantastic job. Congratulations. Dave, would you please say a few words, please?
Thank you, Michael. What a beautiful place Opryland is here in Nashville, Tennessee. The great facility that we're in here. The hotel rooms are nice and comfortable. The food's been good. The Southern hospitality is just great. But Jim, I think there's one event that could have been added to this state convention that would just have made it a huge success, and that would have been an appearance by Dolly Parton. There's a lot of people I owe an awful lot of thanks to, and certainly at the top of that list is, I really want to thank the good Lord for giving me this State Farm opportunity, and I'm glad I had the foresight to take advantage of it. Right behind that is my family. Goodness knows my wife has certainly put up with a lot. I've only been an agent for about 2.5 years, and my traineeship is still not too far in the past, so got home a lot late at night, missed a lot of dinners, and my wife Lisa, as Mike Baker said, has certainly been the one to give me the kick in the seat of the pants when I needed it. Jim Hanks, you're an inspiration to Indiana. I first got to know Jim through my core schools and my PSS school in my first 2 years as a trainee agent. And listening to Jim, the high standard of ethics that he shows, the fact that Jim believes 110% in his mission with State Farm Insurance, and Jim, during those schools, the picture you portrayed to us trainee agents of the fine State Farm opportunity that was before us, there just isn't any substitute for those things, Jim. All you really have to do is listen. Listen to this man speak, and you can understand the message that he carries with him concerning State Farm Insurance and the fine region of Indiana. About 10 or 12 months ago, the word began filtering down that Bill Johnson was going to be leaving us, and that concerned me. I'd also gotten to know Bill through my core schools, and I tell you, there was nobody any more concerned about the agent's position in Indiana than Bill was. It was hard for me to understand that corporate was going to be able to come up with a good replacement for that fella. But I tell you, this gentleman, Mike Ullery, holy cow, what a positive individual. And Mike, we are just really looking forward to building a success pattern with you in the state of Indiana, and I know you're going to be our leader and you're going to be concerned about us. So we're happy to have you, and I want to extend my hand to shake yours and welcome you to Indiana. Don Sullivan, I can't leave you out. Don is our DRVP in charge of operations, and he has a lot of heavy, heavy decisions. Probably the greatest decision he's had to make, and the toughest one for him, he's done in the past 6 months of his tenure here in Indiana. And that has to do with our auto claim center in Columbus, where I'm an agent. It was decided that we needed a new auto claim center, and our claims people were setting that up, but they were having a difficult problem with one thing, and that was its location. And they studied Columbus, and they looked at this, and they just couldn't decide on one. So they asked Don to share in that problem with them, and he looked Columbus over, and he studied the marketing. He looked at the values of the land and the traffic pattern and the visibility, And Don, I want to congratulate you. You picked the absolutely best spot in Columbus to put that auto claim center. Now, the fact that it's only about a block and a half from my office has nothing to do with that. Roy Parker, where are you at? Roy, is there anywhere you would rather be right now than sitting here with a bunch of other State Farm agents and having the good time I know you're having? That's good. Carol Johnson, where are you at? Is there anywhere you'd rather be, Carol, than in North Vernon, Indiana, selling State Farm policies and servicing your State Farm policy holders? You got it. I think we all need to remember and we need to think about the fine State Farm opportunity that's been afforded us, and we need to keep that opportunity great and the greatest it can be in our locale and where we're at. The thing that makes that opportunity so wonderful and so tremendous is this thing right here, the marketing partnership. The unity we have with our claims people, our regional office people, our personal and commercial underwriters, there's no other like it. I frequent a little coffee club a couple of mornings a week, and there are several other insurance agents that show up there from different companies. And I tell you, I can jump right in with both feet and lie with the best of them when you're talking about fishing stories and that great sale you made last night. But many times they begin to chat about their executive offices and their directors and their claims people and their underwriters, and it seems like all they have to do is just complain and talk about this problem and that problem. And when those things come up, I just kind of sit back and think and listen and realize how excellent of a partnership, a marketing partnership we have here in Indiana. And that's something we need to be proud of and never forget. I have one little thing I want to leave you with. It's a little poem that John Noak passed out at our last district meeting. It's something I'd heard before. It's something you all have probably heard before. But for some reason, it just took on an extra special meaning for me this time. And I'd just like to leave that with you and share it with you, and hopefully it'll help you. It's entitled, The Man in the Glass. When you get what you want in your struggle for life, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that guy has to say. For it isn't your father, mother, or wife whose judgment upon you must pass, but the fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one looking back from the glass. Some people may think you're a straight shooting chum and call you a wonderful guy, but the one in the glass says you're only a bum if you can't look him straight in the eye. He's the person to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear up to the end, and you've passed your most dangerous, difficult test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass. Thank you.
Well said.